Straight out always call niggas. Tennessee in this motherfucker. Got shit going on for your ass, man. This shit is thick as highs, nigga. Pimps, P-I-M-P. This shit that most motherfuckers thought was dead. Well, bitch, I got some news for your ass. The pimps gonna rule the nation in 93. T-Money is in this motherfucker. J.E. is deep up in this motherfucker, my nigga A-Ball. Y'all hoes better look out as we get the pictures, man. Killing these bitches. MJG, yeah, that's me. I'm in the motherfucking house. Don't y'all niggas fuck up and get put in that clip, cause the motherfucking pimps don't play. I want all y'all motherfuckers to know that we coming out hard. That's it, man. That's it. The pimps gon' rule the nation in 93.
Hold on.
Hello.
What's happening?
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to connect my. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to connect my Bluetooth. Hmm.
We got time. I'm gonna let some more people hop on. What's up, Jason? What's up, Ricky? Escobar, Brandon Johns. Shut alive.
I'll connect my Bluetooth to this.
Anybody in the comments, make sure you can hear us. Let us know if you can hear us. Let us know. If you hear kids in the background, I got a birthday party tomorrow, so my grandkids is here. Your Bluetooth ain't working?
No, it ain't connected to the live.
I can hear you. Jason, let me know if you can hear everything, Jason. Bear with us. This is the first time I'm doing this. I usually don't go live. Mr. Sean Thomas having some technical difficulties, but I introduce it. Welcome to the PodForm. It's a podcast platform. We're here to talk about different educational subjects within the dog community, plus more. You say add him. 1 second, y'all. Sean, you're gonna have to clear out, come back in, and send me a request. Send a request. No, I can add you. There we go. They said they
What's
can hear
good? What's good?
everything.
What's good?
There we go. There we go. Now I can hear you. Here we go. So again, for the people that's in here, this is the PodForm podcast platform where we talk about different educational subjects. You know, we talk about different things in the community that can be helpful while still having a little bit of fun. You know, we got some stories too to tell here. We got Mr. Sean Thomas of Old School Bullies.
What's good?
He's a big part of the community here in Colorado, helping people with a lot of different things. But we're gonna start out and let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Sean Thomas, Old School Bullies, Frenchies. My brother and kennel partner in California started the kennel club, the kennel. That's Rich Harris in the Sacramento, and then we got some other partners here: Gabe Lindsay, Neelan, and then we have Jacob or OSB Marley as he goes by. So those are our partners. Yeah, we doing this Frenchie thing tough.
Tough,
So
tough. All right, we're gonna get straight into it. We're gonna get straight into it though. Man, when did you start with this dog stuff, man? When did you decide
so
that you wanted to get into dog breeding?
that so I always had dogs. So um, about 18 years ago, Rich, I got into American Bulldogs, and then that was a short, quick phase. You know what I'm saying? It lasted just a minute, and then because I got tired of big dogs. I was done with big dogs and everything. So we ended up going into. I took some time off from dogs, and then Rich had hit me. He was like, "I'm getting ready to get into English Bulldogs," and I was like, "Hey, I don't like them." So I'm not a fan of English Bulldogs. Not that they're a bad breed. It's just they kind of that type of breed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kind of goofy.
definitely.
So and he was like, "Well, get the Frenchies." I was like, Frenchies. I thought about it because I was at work that day. He was talking to me. I ain't even supposed to be on my phone. I'm at work. And I was working for Penske at the time. And I was just like, bro, this Frenchies. So I did my research. And it literally took me 2 years to research the breed and find the right dogs. And I ended up getting these two dogs, these two females. And both of them, dope blood, great dogs. I still use the blood to this day. And from there, it's just been it. Frenchies are like Lay's potato chips. You can't have just one. You gotta have. I don't know. For me, it was just like they just kept on multiplying like baby's kids. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I get
Like
it.
gremlins. You pour water on them, another tooth pop up. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But it was like, I just love to breed. And then, the more you get into it, the more I studied and learned. You learn the DNA, and then you learn, not the phenotypes, but you learn, what type of dog that you really like. And, I started with standards, and I'm always going to love standards. So, I just got into them real tough. You know what I mean? So it was just one of them things of where am I going to go next? So we did the show thing. Then I got into the show stuff. And what really changed my life, it wasn't the two girls that I started off with. It was when I got Crunch. So Grand Champion Crunch is what changed everything because he took me to a whole nother level as far as the kind of dogs that I'm looking to produce and what I have and what I put in the show ring. So, because he was super flashy, like this Joker looked like a grown man even at 4 months when I got him. Super.
Yeah, I remember my first time seeing him. He had to been over a year, I would guess, a year old.
He had just turned a year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was so confident when I seen him in the ring.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell what age he was. He looked like he had been doing it his whole life.
Right. And then I linked up at after a show in I think we was at Pueblo. Was the first show I took him to. It was a BRC show in Pueblo, and I ran into Amber Bravo, and she was like, "I'm gonna use that dog." Now I hadn't bred Crunch ever yet. He was still young, so I didn't know nothing about the breeding thing as far as breeding Frenchies. So Amber was like, "I'm gonna use that dog. I don't care what he is. I don't care nothing about none of that." And from there, the litter that they produced together, him and Tink, was fire. And I think Joe's still using the blood still off of that breeding too. And he's gone a different direction than I have, but it's still the same. You know what I mean? They're producing beautiful dogs over there. I have nothing to say negative about what they're doing with it. It's all love. Great, great stuff that they're doing. And they took it and ran crazy. I think he probably further along generation wise with the blood than I am, and I'm at generation 6. So
Damn.
I think Joe is probably more than that. He might be at 7.
Now let me ask you: was Frenchies the first breed that you actually bred, or did you actually breed the American Bulldog?
I studied him out, but I think I probably studied him 2 or 3 times. But I was never into the breeding stuff at all. It was just one of those things that's like, first of all, I never wanted to collect the dog and do all that. I thought that was weird. Anybody who did that was
I think
strange.
a lot of us did. I think that had to be broken. That had to be ice that needed to be broke. That I
Man,
think a
look,
lot of us did.
man, my brother, he kept on telling me, he said, man, you spending all this money to pay somebody to get your dog collected. I had vet bills that was ridiculous that first year of breeding Crunch. And I just didn't understand, like, why y'all charging so much? And I need to be able to do this. And then the breeding that me and Amber did was the time that I just said, you know what, I'm Gary collecting myself. And we collected him right there in the vet clinic at Red Rocks.
Mm.
From there, I ain't paid nobody since. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, because if I remember right, Red Rocks wouldn't AI dogs or pull them. If I remember right, they wouldn't pull a dog. You have to pull your own dog.
No, this is a true story. Me and Amber sitting in the room with the dogs. They took Crunch to the back and then brung him back. And they said he wouldn't pull, but Crunch had this terrified look on his face, like they had did something back there, like they raping dogs back there. That, and he
Oh,
had this grease on his butt. He had grease on his butt, man. I was like, "What y'all do to my dog?" And we in there laughing, but he was terrified, like he was messed up about it. He was like, "Man." So we just collected him, and I ain't never went back for no AIs or none of that. I was like, man, they done did something to my baby back there.
so really, it started with the actual breeding process for you started with French bulldogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
I've had different breeds. I had Pits, Rotties, Dobermans was the first breed I know of that as a family we owned. And then we had Akitas, we had Shar-Peis. Um, let me see. I've had that's about it. Always really
That was
breeds.
more of my next question was, do you or did you own any other breeds as of right now, especially other than Frenchies, as even as a pet, not even just a breed?
Well, I got a Yorkie. We had two of them, but the female, she was 15, 16, and we just put her down earlier this year. And I still got the son. He's 12 or going on 12. Popeye is old man.
So
And the
y'all
French,
y'all like Yorkies.
no, no, I ain't gonna say that.
I think you'd have grown to like Yorkies.
No, I like him. I like
Okay,
him.
okay,
So,
I got you.
so my Yorkie, he tell me when it's time to get this money, because like if a girl get ready to come in and he like she 2 weeks out, he start acting funny, like he ain't got no balls or nothing, and he's still gonna give him about 2 or 3 good pumps early on when they about 2 weeks out from their heat. So when he start humping, because he don't mess with the dogs at all, he don't even come downstairs most of the time. Anybody that been over to my house, they know he come down, say hi, then he going back upstairs. But yeah, Popeye that's my boy. He
So
put work.
even the pet got a job.
Yeah, sniff it out,
Even the
buddy.
pet got a job.
Sniff it out. He like a bloodhound to it too. He'd come by, check it out. No teeth or nothing. Yeah, yeah, but no, that Yorkies come with their own inherent issues that as an owner of Yorkies for a lot of years, I've had the Yorkies longer than I had the Frenchies. So, they got some stuff with their teeth that just a deal breaker for me.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Them little dogs, they teeth rot out on them. And, it's crazy work.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And going back to what you said about English, I can't do the English neither. It take a special type of a person to deal with English bulldogs.
patient. You got
Patience.
to be patient.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Now, I got an English, but he'll never live here, ever in his life. No.
So you got to stay somewhere else.
Man, English, if people who ever own English and Frenchies together, they know that an English plays by a different rule. Like, they don't have brakes. They just Mack truck your dog. They'll run over a Frenchie, and you see Frenchie just rolling over. They just run them over, and like they'll really mess your money up. Now you out here trying to fix some legs and stuff.
Man,
English just play rough and hard. So I don't want to deal with that. And then if they temperamental, it's a game breaker
right,
or deal breaker,
right.
not game breaker, but deal breaker.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
actually seen some pretty mean
mhm.
of English bulldogs. They kind of hard to handle, when they temperament ain't right.
Yeah.
So,
But the boy I got from my brother. He's sweet. He just rough on the English, on the Frenchies, and all my boys hate him. So when he come over here, his life is in danger because they'll gang up on him.
man,
Because Crunch is something else.
yeah, he is. He definitely
Yeah,
is. I done met Crunch a few times.
yeah. Crunch is known to be tripping.
So, has any other breeds, caught your eye? Maybe you thought about it, and still didn't breed it, but you thought about it. It was something that caught your eye.
Uh,
To breed,
exotic, exotics. So
really?
uh,
Now I'm not. I didn't expect that one. I ain't. You got me with that one, Sean.
I see so many dogs. You know what I mean? So many dogs, especially in the Denver area, and or if I'm judging somewhere. Exotics. The only thing that's a deal breaker for me with the exotics, like they don't have no personality to me. You know what I mean? But beautiful dogs, if they had personalities like a Frenchie, I'd be into them. You know what I mean? But they kind of like just chill. You know what I mean? Just real chill dogs. Beautiful. And some people have, you know, but it's inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Across the board. Like if it was more consistent and the person that was more outgoing, I would really be into them tough. Like I would really break down and get me one. But yeah, that's about it.
You know,
Um,
for I know you feel that way. You know, with the exotics, that they don't really have a personality. It's not true for all. I don't think personally.
no,
Maybe a dull personality. Somewhat.
exactly. It's dope. But I seen one. Who is that boy? Your dog. I seen at a show. Black Millionaire.
Yeah,
Now that joker's funky. Now
yeah,
he
yeah,
he full of all kind of piss and vinegar. That Joker was like he was with it. I was like, oh yeah, he all right with me.
yeah,
He tough.
yeah.
Yeah, he ain't with no games. He don't have a funny bone in him. He want all smoke. I was like, oh yeah, he a mess. I like that, especially on the males. I like the males that have some fire. You know what I mean?
A little
So,
bit more, a little bit more.
yeah, yeah, and because in the show ring, a dog like that performs better because they're very macho. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, and everything I do is always going to go back to the show ring at some point, if at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But the goal is always to get it in the show ring and try to do something with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm just competitive by nature, so and I like to win, and we've been doing plenty of it.
I hear you. I hear you.
So
So with the in general, you know, it's the look of the exotic that you like, sort of the
I
actual
do
look, face wise. You know, the
not
the
all of them,
phenotype of the dog.
not all of them. Like
It's a wide variety of looks in the exotic world.
it's a wide variety. Like just my opinion, I don't like the Bulsachi stuff when it's super heavy Bulsachi. You know what I'm saying? When it's too bold and the face don't be right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I still like the old school bully pity look. You know what I'm saying? Where it has a very clean face. I don't like it to look like an English bulldog at all. Um, but I do like I see Larry on here. Larry's boy. I like his boy. I like um
you like tight skin.
yes,
The
that's
tight
the
skin.
answer. Tight skin. I don't want no English bulldog looking nothing unless it's an English bulldog.
I can hear you. Thanks for telling me,
So
because now I'm gonna make you a real tight skin.
hey,
Thanks for telling me.
hey,
I'm
if
gonna
he
get
right,
you a tight skin exotic,
if
brother.
he right, if he right, I got spots. I got a spot. Yeah, I so will. But
Well, that's gonna lead us in. That's gonna lead us right into where we need to be, brother. So that's gonna lead us into to. Let's start with phenotype. We're gonna go into both. We're gonna go into to pheno and geno.
all right, phenotype. So a lot of breeders don't understand phenotype. They breeding for color, and they do base things off of phenotype, but they don't understand what the real principles it is behind it. So phenotypes is a physical characteristic that you can eyeball. So rears, head, a certain type of head, uh, the structure, and when you pairing these two dogs together, you're comparing phenotype to phenotype, right? So that's you're looking at the physical, right?
Right.
So now you also have things that are genetic that applies to the physical characteristics. So, say for instance, you got on English bulldogs, you have three different type of ears. You got flops, you got rose ears, and then you got uh, these weird ears that stand up kind of weird. And
That stand
oh,
up and over.
yeah,
Right.
but those are flop ears. So, and then you got rows, which kind of fold to the side, which is the preferred look on English bulldogs. You know, or on Frenchies, you got these tall ears. You know what I'm saying? You got a bigger ear on different lines. Like the European stuff has these gigantic ears like satellite dishes. And I like the American style, or in between American and European style, which is a much shorter ear on a Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? So it's those are physical characteristics, but it's genetic because each line carries these characteristics. You feel what I'm saying? So um, and I try to breed away from the big gigantic ears because it makes the puppies look so strange, especially when they growing. They gotta grow into those ears, and sometimes those ears take a minute to pop up because they're so long and heavy. You know what I'm saying? So those kind of things. Um, Genotype is genetic. It's all genetic. So everything is genes. So you're looking at color and learning the genetic codes for everything that applies to certain colors. Like lilac is 2 times cocoa and 2 times blue. In Frenchies, you got Isabella or Nuche Isabella, which is Isabella is 2 times brown or B and 2 times blue. And then Nuche is 2 times blue, 2 times brown, 2 times cocoa. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got cream, which is EE, lowercase EE, and then you got melanated mass, which is EM, and it's a whole lot. So,
So
like people who I go ahead.
so let me stop you there just for a minute, just so they know the difference between those letters, the capital and the lower. So let's go into the dominant and recessive. That way, because some people they don't know what the A and the lower A means, or the AA or the B, in lowercase b, they don't know what that means. Especially, in the bully world too, you know what I mean?
So EE, so capital letters is dominant, right? And then the lowercase stuff is the recessive gene. So in order for the recessive gene to express, you have to have 2 copies, right? Only thing that I know of in Frenchies that's dominant, where you only need 1 copy. Well, 2 of them. You need You need 1 copy of Brindle to express Brindle, right? It don't matter. And which is crazy because I got a Brindle boy who very rarely throws Brindle, and he a full Brindle.
And
And,
that's
and
that's a dominant. Brindle's a dominant gene.
Brindle is dominant, but whatever you breed him to, he's gonna express his fawn, his cream, and his pie. And if out of litter of 6, you'll probably get 1 Brindle. He very rarely drops his Brindle, which is odd to me. And I bred him recently to another Brindle female, and the puppies was cream.
Oh wow!
So
So
that
that also applies on the mom side too.
yeah, on the mom side too. And but she comes off of the cream, and that's my show stuff. That's on my show stuff. So it's odd. But then there's the other, which is uh it's pie. It's a pie gene, but nobody knows how to really produce it unless you breed 2 saddle pies. They're not called saddle pies. They're called I can't think of the name of them. But other than breed 2 of them together, you never get them. Nobody knows how to get them. No genetic company has mapped it yet. So it is what Irish pies is what it's called. Irish pies. That's when they have that big saddle back on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
So
that's supposed to be dominant, but I've never seen it to be dominant.
we gonna hold on now. Miss Johnson got a question, and it's a good one. So we're gonna throw this one in here. Why do so many lean against Brindle and Pie in Frenchies?
Because they can't sell them. Very easy question.
Really? Why
Can't
not?
sell them.
I feel like a lot of people say, well, maybe that's not in the Frenchie world. Maybe that's just for the bully guys from the outside looking in. Me personally, I like Brindle. I'm pushing Brindle. You know what I mean? And I like Pat.
But see, in the bully world, it's not a big deal. But in the Frenchies, And it's only for people who breed color. That's when they started pushing this no pied, no brindle stuff because they couldn't move them. And which I don't understand because listen, the dog comes from a brindle line of dog. The breed, the foundation of the breed was brindles, blues, and pieds. Cream is new. Cream came out in the 80s, 80s or
So
90s.
so I guess I think what Miss Johnson saying is maybe get more into it a little bit on why why it ain't selling. Why is it not selling? What do you why do you think it's not selling? Why do you think it's not selling?
I don't think because I don't have that problem. I sell standard brindles. So
All right.
and I get just as much money for my brindles as I get for my other colors.
Now that's the
So
same as your but does that have to do with your audience?
yes and no. So brindle, especially well, standard brindles. Let's say standard brindles. So standard brindles have their own market. Like people who want to show a dog or whatever, they gonna go for brindles because under the lights and in the show ring, it's hard to beat a brindle because it's so pretty. When that light hit it, it flickers. It has that sheen on a brindle dog. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful. Like the dog that won the Frenchie class at Westminster this year was a brindle.
Right,
Phenomenal dog.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that dog name is Marvel. Beautiful
So
dog.
shouldn't it shouldn't it drive so just for that instinct, why don't drive it up? You know what I mean? So Westminster Dog Show, the winner is Brindle. You would think it would drive Brindles and kind of bring that Brindle
No.
back. Now Brindle is not that desirable in the bully world neither, Sean. It's not.
But
I'm pushing Brindle because I like Brindle and I feel like, it holds the best structure. You know what I
right,
mean? For some reason it comes with the best structure.
right.
I
And
left Brindle, went back to Brindle.
right. And see the thing is, I got you, Joe. Um, is that so when you got people who don't understand the genetics truly where and like to build the foundation correctly. So, with color in the color or exotic line, they're getting so far away from the median or what the dog really looks like. And, and they're pushing no pie, no brindle. And eventually, and I've been saying this for years, is that eventually they're going to have to breed this standard stuff back in there to clean this shit up. And so once they do that, it'll be so much better. Like you'll see much cleaner dogs being produced and better looking dogs overall and the quality because now you done got back to the root of the crux of everything. So by doing that, it's a necessary evil. They don't understand the genetics. This is is it coming back to bullies? I don't know. I didn't know it left bullies. I see some very nice bullies like Jason Gutierrez. Is that his name? He got a bully here that's a brindle bully, beautiful dog, and just and you producing brindles, and you getting nice quality dogs out of that. Um, but they doing a color in brindle, but that's not the same as standard brindles or the standard black brindle. Where so it's I guess it's just to each their own what they're looking for. I don't see the issue from what we do, but it's all about your market, who you market to, and
Yeah,
who you do
yeah.
business with, and people who really want to.
I think Joe actually mentioned that. Different markets. I think he did mention that in the comments. And that I can understand that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's
So
definitely market shift.
yeah,
So what since we're on the topic of Frenchies, we're still talking. I'm still Fino in my head. You know what I mean? And Gino. So what do you think is wanted now in the French bulldog? What is wanted? What is in demand?
It, it's an arms race right now for DNA. Everybody chasing the latest, greatest DNA, including us, old school bullies. We at the forefront of something. Um, we doing flutals, which is a Frenchie that's a hyperallergenic coat, right? So, but then you got the pinks. We got that too. You got the big ropes, the huskies, the husky coys, and a koi is just a Merle husky Frenchie. So that's what they call them, coys. I don't know why, but it's the arm races. It's just DNA. Who can stack the
So
most DNA in these dogs?
so again, going back to the genotype, which is, you know what I mean? The phenotype is determined by the genetic, by the genotype.
Yeah,
So in French, that's a pretty broad horizon of genetics. It's a lot of genetics.
but I'm telling you, when you go to these shows, the Frenchie shows, as a Frenchie breeder, a standard Frenchie breeder, I go to these shows and I see a lot of dogs that don't look anything like a Frenchie, don't have Frenchie breed type whatsoever. Now, I don't knock it because you got to start from somewhere. You know what I mean? Just like with the exotics, when they first came out, everybody was like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? They didn't have a clue, you know, because the look was totally different from the regular bully or the standard or classic or pocket bully. It's a total different look. So with these exotic Frenchie world, you know, the thing is we got to bridge the standards with the exotics, and it's hard because AKC and FBDCA have really dropped the ball on trying to mentor people and give them the right tools to be able to produce better dogs. You know, these people are figuring it out on their own, like they in the lab. Literally, they be in the lab just coming up with some shit. Like
So
this look
so
good.
this kind of goes into, I see David IBM has a question too, and it goes into kind of what we're talking about right now. It says, so structure is out of there with Frenchies, and it's mostly genetics now.
No, I'm
Okay,
never giving up on structure. Anybody who's seen
okay,
any of my dogs know that I got structure all day long.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a few, you know what I mean, and just to say that, um,
Even that poodle has super clean structure. Both of them have clean structure. So if I'm gonna touch it, it's gonna have good structure. I'm not Gary to play this game because now you're trying to fix the the look of the dog and you're trying to fix the structure, and you might as well start over brand new with a whole new dog. You know what I mean? So
oh, we done lost Sean. He done hit the wrong button on his phone. We're gonna keep going until he come back in. Valdez say, feel like the game of big circle is simple supply and demand. When there's a lot of brindles, there's low value. Now there's so much of this new DNA that a standard is rare. Yeah, hey, I think I think I understand exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. They say no pie, no brindle because other people said people don't really know what it means. Just try to get Sean back on. I don't know how we lost him. What up, Mr. IBM? No, free squad. That's that new shit. It's gonna be a little bit different, man. A little bit different. See if we can get Sean back on. My bad if y'all hear a party in the background. Got my grandkids here. It's a party tomorrow. I wouldn't have it no other way though. Send me an invite, Joe. Here, I got you. There you go. There we go.
Big
You're not
dog.
you're not supposed to be on right now, man. And
I
why
know, baby, but I'm out here fishing, baby. I
you're
want to
not
jump
supposed to
on.
be you're not supposed to be on right now? But we need an intermission,
Yeah,
man.
we're on
While Sean
a
get
little
it together.
fishing break. Hold on, let me take this light off you. You know, we out here doing this night fishing, baby. Night fishing, baby.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
That,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
let me
You
see
ain't
how I
supposed to be on
can.
right now.
I know, brother, but look, my shit hits. You know, I'm gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, brother? How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, man. We doing good. I'm over here having me a little sip, man, enjoying the grandkids. But I got a whole what I got going on, so it's a little quick intermission.
Okay.
But we're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
party
just
all weekend,
waiting until
man.
my brother comes on.
And have a good time, man.
How's everybody doing tonight? What's up, world? What's up? What's up, brother? What's
Everybody
up with the fam
good.
bam?
Joe out here catching good fish.
Yeah, you know, we already done bit it. My brother over here caught a big old catfish, 2 catfish.
Where you
Over
at?
here. We at the lake, we on the river.
Oh, okay. West Con.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey,
Okay.
but I want to hit on that. I thought you broke a bone. So, hey, listen, man, you know you can't break Superman, baby. You know Superman can't get broke, baby. Nah, I ain't lying. I got
That's
fucked
why he
up. I
catch.
ain't gonna lie.
Hey, David. That's why he catching fish. He need that fish oil.
I'm telling you, brother. Hey, that shit's painful. Don't be 40 and get on a motherfucking skateboard.
Now what?
I've been told. I've been told. But listen, man, I want to touch base on what they was talking about, man. You know, I really feel that structure is number one before you go anywhere. And that's one thing that I would like to say is this DNA is super cool, man. I love all the new shit that's coming out. I love Floodles. I love Big Ropes. I love Isabella. But the key thing to anything is the dog has to fit the standard of the fucking Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you got to work your way to it, and that's the part of this game that we talk about all the time, the patience that comes with this, that comes along with being able to say that you can produce something that's actually a nice dog. Like, yeah, it's cool to have new DNA because we all know puppies look great, but when they get older, man, you got a crazy looking dog that you might have a crazy big rope, but that's a big ass dog. You know what I'm saying? And the key to it is to just you ain't gonna get it on the first one. You're gonna 3 gens down, you might get it. I love the new shit, but you got to work at it. You got to work it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's with bullies too, though.
Oh, with
That's with bullies
everything.
too,
I mean,
because so many people looking at a dog and hoping they get what it looked like, right? You know what I
yes,
mean?
sir.
They not even going back in the pedigree to see the generations of what the dog was producing.
Sean's trying to get on. Is it because I'm on? Do you need me to get off? He said, add me. He said he's trying to get on right now. But if I'm on, then I'll jump off. I was just filling the blank. Hey, Dave, you already know. That's Mr. No Stop, man. We all know, man. We've been doing this for a minute, man. We all been working this shit. You
No,
ain't gonna
stay
get it
on,
on the
stay
first
on,
one.
stay on, old man.
This
Listen, bro.
what's supposed to
Don't
happen
talk to
like
me
this.
like
Hey,
that.
man, I told my people I wasn't gonna have two of y'all on here.
Sean ain't gonna talk to me like he's crazy.
You a lie. Look, I was just telling Ken earlier today. I said, hey, remember when we went to Oklahoma and Joe? We was going through that. Who was that? We was going through that toll, and you knocking on the window, and they got me and Ken in the front seat, and you knocking on the window talking about help me, help
When
me.
people thought we'd kidnapped Joe.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, that was like when we was in the Wow Factor, and it was me. It was
Come,
me, James
hey,
Cosby on one side. When we got Best in Show at the Wow Factor, it was
come on
me, Buck, and James Cosby on one side. They
in.
was laughing and shit.
You have your seat back. Cut that off. Yeah. Yeah, man.
What's up,
No, that was a
Antonio?
good
Hey,
time. My
Sean, how
bad, my
you doing,
bad.
brother?
But hey,
Sean,
Yeah,
how you doing?
good
Man,
you.
I already caught 3 fish, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
doing what I need to do.
throw them guppies back.
Listen, I'm gonna
I
let
need
y'all
that
get back
fish
to
oil.
doing what you're doing. I was just filling in while Sean was out.
All right, Joe, you
All
next.
right,
Anyway, so
I'm.
save all that good educational shit, man, for when I get you on here, man.
Hey, don't bring up that
David IBM,
Oklahoma trip, Sean. Don't bring that Oklahoma trip up too much because you
it's
know you're
coming up,
John
man.
driving ass.
It's coming up. I'm sure. I'm sure he got some funnies about this shit. But I
Hey,
got one for him too, though.
with Sean's John driving ass, Sean ain't got
Exactly.
nothing to
Hey,
say.
Exactly.
hey, that ain't my forte.
Hey, Sean, tell him about the Wow Factor when we was on the RV, getting it,
Listen,
going
we
to
We
the
don't
wasn't
want to talk
Cincinnati
about that.
airport.
listen, we wasn't getting nothing. We broke down 16 times. It was a 17-hour drive. We got there in 34.
Hey, that's a perfect example
Dark
of
rock.
what people need to
Dark
understand
rock.
what it really takes to get to these big shows. You got to do
Hey,
what you got to
we
do.
got there, but boy, we was sleepy. We was so sleepy. And
I'm gonna
then
let y'all go on. I'm gonna cut off, guys, fellas. Y'all tear it up. I'm right here with y'all.
All right, man.
all right,
Catch something other than seaweed, man. One.
Listen, bro, 3 fish, bro. Get at me.
All right,
bro.
man.
But
All right, man. Hey, Mr. IBM, though, we're gonna go where we left off, man. Mr. IBM had a question. It was what you think about the recent judging in the Frenchie game show? Did you see it?
what game show? I don't
Uh,
know what show that is.
oh shit, Amber in here. Oh hell.
Oh hell, there go the
Oh hell.
neighborhood.
Hey Antonio, how you doing? But David, ask the questions, man, real quick that you wanted to know, man, before we hop back in there. You you had a couple good ones, man. I can't see them for some reason.
So
I'm trying to find them in the comments.
now he said something about structure. No, it's not more about DNA. That's on the exotic side. The standard side is still about structure. The DNA folks, the exotic breeders are just adding DNA. But even though we got DNA over here, we ain't just doing DNA. We still gonna stick with structure. We always gonna be about structure, no matter what. At old school bullies, so it's always structure with us.
So I
I
think
can't speak for
think he
everybody.
I think he said like, hey, I know what you about. I think
Yeah.
David IBM, he like, I know what you about. He like, but he talking for everybody else. Like, what's popping? For the Frenchy world in general.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, no pickle shots, Amber. Good God
Cannot be
Almighty.
on. He should
My
not be on here right now.
stomach just
She,
started gurgling immediately.
she should not be. She should not be on here right now.
Her behavior is terrible. You know what I mean? This pickle shot stuff is crazy. But it's you know I it, it's crazy how they want to keep adding DNA and adding DNA and then losing the essence of what the breed really is. You know what I mean? And when you go to these shows, you look at these dogs and they don't look like Frenchies. It kind of I be flabbergasted sometimes, or my mind be blown. Just like, how is that a thing? You know what I mean? Because when you look at them as a Frenchie person, a standard Frenchie guy, it's you want it to look like it's supposed to be, look and function. So form over function. So a Frenchie should move a certain way. There's a certain movement that a Frenchie has that when you add this other stuff to it, that you kind of lose it. And then there's ear set, there's the top line, there's the rear movement. Then you have the fronts be all off, the feet be all weird. And they start getting like bully feet, like exotic bully feet, and I'm like, where that coming from? That,
Coming from Exotic Bully.
but who breeding exotic bullies to Frenchies and calling them Frenchies? That's a new one because that's totally different from what the dog is supposed to look like. You know what I mean? So um, I don't know. It's just crazy how the game is going, but everybody trying to get this bag, and I get it, and I want everybody to win. But at the same time, let's make better dogs, and the only way we can make better dogs is when we teach each other how to really breed the dogs. You know what I mean? So
Genetic.
you got a lot of people who just because they went and spent a whole big old bag on a dog, they think that every dog need to be bred. Because what's weird is that Frenchies of every breed in the world has the largest gene pool, which is a terrible idea. So the average gene pool on a breed is like 5 to 11%. What you think Frenchies are at?
Yeah, that's what you here
30,
for.
30 to 35% is the gene pool of Frenchies.
Damn.
And this is the AKC reporting this. 30 to 35%. So you telling me that 30%, 30 to 35% of all these dogs are breed worthy? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, no.
And it's just not true. You can't say every dog is breed worthy. So everybody who get a dog, and this is including folks who buy pets. That's why I don't care nothing about pet price. We don't do pet price. Everything is the same price.
I don't do pet
Because
price.
no, because I can't trust that you're gonna do what I tell you unless I fix the dog before you get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't have time to be like, I'm gonna run this dog to the vet and get this fixed so I can sell it to this person because you don't know if they're gonna back out. You know what I mean? So you're trying to get your bag first before you commit to fixing a dog that is show worthy and you put it in a pet home or whatever. And then people are buying these Frenchies that look like Boston Terriers and Chihuahuas, and they breeding, and they think they breed it. Or I know you've seen posts where somebody is posting a dog that's a hydrocephalitis puppy, and you're like, you got a hydro puppy and you breeding it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually seen one in person. They tried to, and
yeah, they're
it
different from them.
wasn't a Frenchie, but this dog was at a show, right? And the eyes, I done seen big top skulls. I understand the difference, but the eyes tell me hydro.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean? The eyes
bulgy
tell me
eyes,
hydro. Yeah.
and then you be like, oh, you just run around here with this little retarded puppy thinking that this is the one to be bred, and it's like, come on now, this at some point we have to have some humanity to do the right thing. I'm gonna show y'all something. I want you to see something. This is something that we got going on. Put him up here.
That's what's next up. What's next for Mr. Thomas and old school bullies?
Look,
Okay.
big rope pink, husky, fluffy. This
How old?
is our male.
And that's real nice. Different.
Very different.
You know that rope is not I've seen big ropes.
Yeah, it ain't too pronounced.
Right.
Yeah.
How old? Man,
5 months. 4 months. Yeah, he's 4 months.
yeah.
So we got him.
There you go.
We got him.
Sean giving us exclusives now. He giving us the exclusives now.
So we ain't gonna show y'all the flutal yet. We ain't doing that. Y'all ain't ready.
All right. Go ahead, hold back. Go ahead, hold back. We're gonna get you on. We're gonna get the fluters on the next.
Yeah, we gonna catch him at a later date. But
Yes,
he
sir.
gonna be at shows this year.
But
Both of them.
this a male.
This is the male. We got a female too.
Now y'all gonna open this to the public right away, or you gonna wait?
No, he for sale.
Oh, he for sale.
Yeah, we might keep the girl.
This a platform for that. Y'all heard it. This male
Yeah, he
for sale. The girl ain't going nowhere, huh?
No, hopefully not. I don't want to sell it, but it's up to my partner.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he just brought him over.
Well, obviously they don't want to show us the female.
No, the female ain't here. He left her at home.
Joe said, "Let me have him." Joe said he know what to do with it. I know what to do with it.
Yeah, he
Man, that's something exclusive right there, man. And pink, man. I don't know much about the pink.
So he the only one that we know of, and we done checked in the world right now. Now I'm not saying we the only ones that can make it, but we the only ones that got it right now. And that's Old School Bullies and Designer Bulls collaboration again. And we produce him here in Colorado. That's not a bulk dog. We produce him. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, knowing the Fino, he look all right to me. I don't know nothing about, I
Yeah, he
ain't
got,
a Frenchy guy around this motherfucker.
he got
But
it together.
but he
Right.
looked like something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, now I got a standard girl. Yeah, we trying to grab her right now, but we got another dog in the way trying to get chew him up. But
So explain. We're gonna go into the. Let's go. Let's get back on track here a little bit. All right.
yeah,
Let's talk about. And this is not. This is as a whole. This is not for Frenchies. This is not for bullies or one different type of breed. What state are we in right now in Colorado with breeding in general?
the state of Colorado, it's
Matt,
Colorado different. uh,
don't answer Matt, man.
I ain't thinking about
We
Matt
can't
right
do
now.
that right now.
That,
That shit is hilarious.
Matt a fool. But it's
Oh Lord, G.
so Colorado is weird. So on the big scale of as far as the country, nobody knows about the dogs that Colorado have. You know what I mean? And if you being honest, we got some real nice dogs, and and even the people that I can say that I personally don't like have nice dogs. You know what I mean? It's not personal. It's the dogs across the board in Colorado can compare to anybody in any other state. You know, we have it. We have the bloodlines that they have. We have the quality of the same dogs. We have it all. It's just in Colorado. The problem with Colorado is that only a small select few goes to shows outside of the state. They don't get out here and push their dogs. They want to get on Facebook and post their wares and not really promote these dogs. They going to the local shows, but they ain't getting outside these borders and going out there to the big shows and putting in that work. That's the thing I see. Like you can name on one hand the breeders that's really getting out here going. Um, Joe, when they was here, they and I traveled with Joe. Joe is the one who got me traveling to these shows, so I know he put in the work. Um, uh, Jodeci goes to every show for Frenchies in the world. I don't know how the girl find time. You know what I mean? Um, we go to shows. At least somebody in our group goes to a show every one of the big shows. Um, there's another couple few who goes to other shows, but they go to like June show. Most people go to June show that have bullies. They'll go to June show, and it's just one of those things. But overall, it's a very small select few who's really getting and going to shows across the country. And that's how you really get the dollars that you're looking for. And that's how you get your name out there and become something other than this big fish in this little bitty pond of Colorado. You know what I mean? And, it costs money. It's a lot of people out here talking about they got it. And when it come down to going to these shows and spending the money to invest in their program, they're not really doing it. They want to sit at home and play video games or go to the bar or whatever. But, if you're a real breeder, you ain't going to the club. You ain't got time. You got dogs to feed and clean up poop and all this other kind of stuff. You doing dog stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you
What's up,
know.
Spielberg?
Yeah, you
It's,
know.
it, I do, and the finding time separating family.
Yeah. And,
You know,
and
with a lot of family. You know what I mean. I got a growing family. You know what I mean. So
yeah, your
it do
family
get a
growing
little
like
hard to
crazy.
move around.
Your family growing like weeds.
Gotta gotta keep these genetic alive. But anyway,
Yeah.
that genotype
Yeah. And phenotype.
and phenotype, them traits. You see this big ass nose, they all got it. I'll just play. But uh,
That must be AY.
you know, but like you and Joe, you know, y'all did put that fire underneath me. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? And a few times, in a few different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get my ass up and get out there and do a little bit more things. You know, in the community in general, and get to
You
shows.
remember that conversation we had? I said, "Hey, you need to get home and get your ass in the lab and start producing these dogs." I didn't
It wasn't
mean,
no conversation, Sean.
I didn't mean for you to go home and have 50, 11 litters back to back. Like, hey, I'm geared to get to it. And it wasn't like you had a million litters. It's just you had consistently. You was producing a couple
Two
a
litters a year.
year, and they were,
2 litters a year.
but they impressed me each time because each time you got better and better. Not that
Thank
the
you.
quality got worse, or the quality was bad. It's just they got each time they improved. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a breeder should do. They should always improve each breeding. And you did that. And that's what I was like, man, he really at home taking care of
No, I
business.
appreciate it. It's the same blood, so I know what you're saying. I'm still using it. I still have the same blood. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
Yeah.
blood from 5, 6 years ago. Amber, Amber, be I'm gonna get you. You keep it up, Amber. You're gonna be right back at Bullies. We gonna. Y'all got to stop. Amber and Joe got to stop on this live. I'm gonna tell you that now. They got to quit. This is. They got to stop because we got conversations with them too. We got to have the conversations with them. Jodeci, you know what, Jodeci, we're gonna have you on here. I think at some point. But Jodeci, now she actually is a good example. I think it was a BRC show she was at. She had her little baby. Baby couldn't have been no more than 6 months, I'm gonna say. She in the ring. I'm telling her, like, I'll hold the baby. She in the ring with the baby showing her Frenchie. She
In the ring
dedication
with the baby.
in the ring with the baby, man. And if anybody was there, y'all remember that, you know. You know.
Yeah.
6 weeks. Damn. 6 weeks.
Right.
6 weeks. I think the puppy was older than the baby.
That baby was new.
She was in there working, you know, and it, I respected her to the fullest. Before and after that, she showed me something. Should nothing stop you from getting where you want to be. But Mr. Thomas, let's talk about what's next, man. What's next for you? What's next for old school bullies? What y'all got going on, man? What's the next stuff for y'all?
Hey, we fluted. We Gary pioneered this fluted thing. To
You're gonna have to explain
so
a
fluted.
little bit, a little
So a
bit. I know
fluted.
you trying to
No.
hold
I
it
can
back.
talk about this all day. So flutels is a hyperallergenic Frenchie. Um, and what it doesn't, we got a boy that literally does not shed whatsoever.
Whew.
And if if you can understand the implications or the application for a flutel in the Frenchie game, because whoever owns Frenchies, they know that they can shed like crazy. Like that's part of the deal breaker for these dogs. Like some of, not all of them, because some of them don't shed, or they shed lightly, and um, and it's for the most part, 80% of the breed is a single coat breed. So they should shed minimally, right? And but you have like when the fluffies came into play, then you started getting people, them jokers to shake off, and you'll get a whole new rug in your on your floor because they start dumping their coat. And then yeah, I'm so serious. Um, like my kennel partner here right now, and he brought his girl over one time, and she got to shaking, and she was dumping guard hairs. Man, it was a whole you dig. Like I got a whole new rug, and it's
What's up,
it's
Dino?
just one of those things. And it was just she was just going through something. She had a little something going on with her fur where she started dumping her fur like that, like crazy. But what we're trying to get away from is we're trying to create Frenchies that don't have the shedding issue. You know what I mean? At all. And we have a boy, and I this is no lie. Anybody's welcome to meeting in person. You let one of us know, and we'll make it happen where you can see him in person. He don't shed, and he
Hmm.
got long hair,
And this
long
is this a
curly
is
hair.
this a is this a flutal Frenchie? What
It's the
is it
flute.
flutal?
It's the
It's a
flute.
flutal. Okay.
So the flutal, yeah, it sounds like poodle, and that's intentional. But flutal it has a poodle cross way back, but we're still back. We're back to the 100% Frenchie now because we're 5 generations away from that first cross. Anybody say that these Frenchies, the exotic Frenchies, don't have something in them, they lying. You can't tell me that after 200 years that these fluffy Frenchies just all of a sudden just pop up out of nowhere. How that happen? In 200 years, you ain't seen a fluffy? The breed 200 plus years old. So somebody either I like when people like to tell me, "Oh, it's a throwback gene." Shut your lying ass up. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. You didn't. It's some sauce. You know, let's call a spade a spade. It's some sauce in there, and it's okay. But you got to get back to the Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the Frenchie. Everybody got to start somewhere. Even cream, which is new when it come down to AKC stuff, that's not something that's been around forever. That's brand new. It was the last gene that they allowed in. It's not blue. Blue is not new. Blue been around since the beginning of French bulldogs.
Right.
So now the reason why they cut it out is because the people who had blues was whooping everybody's ass in the AKC and the Westminster dog show and everything. So they had a rule. The guy who was one of the wealthiest men in the world, or America, or the world, one of the two, he became the FBDCA president, and he banned them because he couldn't beat them.
Oh wow.
This is a fact. This
Oh
this is
shit.
this is facts. This is in writing. This is proven. Um, so the new AKC people talking about, oh no, blue is you shouldn't have that. Shut up. You sound crazy.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
did cream come from? It ain't nothing in the Frenchie that's supposed to have cream other than they put it in there years ago, about 10, 20 years ago, and all of a sudden now it's popping up because it's not inherent. It's not.
Okay.
So it's only fawn, brindle, and fawn and brindle. That's all it was, and blue and chocolate. That's no. Those are the four, and then pies of those. Now
Huh?
they cut out chocolate and blue, and then they just had fawns and brindles, and then all of a sudden cream pops his ass up.
I had to understand a little bit more about Frenchies too, and that's why I like having, you and the other Frenchie guys around, uh, Orange Crush, all y'all around, because y'all give me a better understanding of this shit. For a long time, I seen what is lilac Frenchies as blue. I had no fucking clue. I had no clue that it was a lilac, right? But because physical, it looked blue to me.
So Vino wants to know about the state of Colorado, and he did it in all caps. So he really want to know.
How's oh shit? How's the Colorado bully scene?
Great dogs. There's no community though. People don't come together. They don't support each other. Unlike where you go to Texas, they all ride for each other. Colorado is every man for himself. That's what it is. That's the bully scene in Colorado. Small little cliques of people who really work together and rock with each other. But Colorado got a lot of snakes. Like they'll do business with you to get a dog from you, and then all of a sudden they'll turn on you. That's the state of Colorado.
And I've to add, there is good looking bulls though. Vino.
The dogs is
There's
fire.
some fire dogs.
Fire.
I met Vino out in Indiana at Joe's show.
Yeah.
And brought some bulls. But I will say from the bull standpoint is good. If you're talking the community standpoint,
Ain't nothing.
it needs some work. It needs some work. And
We need an intervention. Because the community is it's on life support, but the dogs never suffered, but they're not getting out here and promoting the dogs because they got in-state beefs with people. You know what I'm saying? Like when we was traveling to shows, it was all Colorado, all in the car together, all different kennels, and we all together, and we did that for years.
yeah.
And I'm talking about some of the best times of my life was in the car with some fools.
Oh man, here we go. I see where this transition into now.
I mean,
I see where this is going. We had some good times. We have good times.
Nobody went to sleep. We laughed the whole trip. You know what I mean? Because once you get away from the borders, you can have conversations and really talk about, the mindset. What's your thought process on the breeding game? What is you going? Where the direction you going with your program? This, that, and the other, and we can really have conversations without prying ears, thinking that you up to something or you got some kind of issue with somebody else. It was none of that. It was never talking negative about people. It was always love and respect. Just good conversation of, hey, this is what we get ready to do next, and tell me what you think. You know what I mean? Like I used to pick Joe's. I always run stuff past Joe all the time. That's my brother. We talk about dogs. Our programs are very different, and it's okay. Like it's a respect thing. Like his vision is not the same as mine. Not that it's bad. It's just that's not my taste. Just like my stuff is not his taste, and it's okay. I can respect. We can agree to disagree on what our tastes are, but let's produce dope ass dogs. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Vino, there's a lot of meet and greets. The meet and greets ain't the problem. The meet and greets is there. Actually, the meet and greets then grew a lot, man. And I'm actually gonna have I'm scheduling with another guy that has been doing these meet and greets for I say the most of 2 years. He's been doing them consistent, and he came in. I mean, from what I know, as a younger dude and a newer guy, but he came in bringing the community together as with meet and greets as much as he can possible. But I'll have him on here soon, Vino. Hey man, Vino got some crazy dogs over there, man. I've been watching like that. Yeah.
Is that right? I'm going to give him.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. If he don't think, you need to just see his dogs.
I love it. Dog.
Paying attention, Vino. Yeah. A nice dog is a nice dog.
Period.
Yeah.
Just like when you compete, you don't mind losing to a good dog. You hate when you lose to an ugly dog, and you like, explain it to me. This joker had a raccoon in there with a leash on it. How I lose to that? You know what I mean? It happens, and the judging in some of these shows be crazy. What do you do?
I
You
mean,
just take your L and keep it
if
moving.
it wouldn't, I don't know how to say this, but I guess it wouldn't be the community if it wasn't like that too, though. You know what I mean? When it
But
comes to
now,
judging and stuff.
now,
What's up, Lucas?
now, one of the things that people need to learn going to dog shows is just the same grace that you won with, you need to lose with that same grace. You know what I mean? Like take your L, move around, uh, because you got another opportunity to win again another time. Don't get in there and get to tripping with the judge and get discouraged, and then because some people go into a show ring and lose, and they feel like they should have won, and there's a very good reason why they didn't win because it's also a performance. The dog has to be able to perform this job.
I'll I'll be honest with you. Since I started ever showing a dog, I've been horrible at it. I've been horrible at even when I win, I forget that I even win. I don't remember what class I won when I get home. I suck at showing. And what I mean by that, Sean, is even when I win, I get right up out that ring, right? They got to call me back in. I've had Raddick, I've had the photographers tell me, hey, where you going? Get back in here. And it's not that I'm being an ass. I literally just be, you know, shaking. I'll be moving and shaking. I forget, and I'm because I'm enjoying myself. I'm there to enjoy myself. Win or lose, I'm there to enjoy myself, and that's really key for me at shows. I want to
Exactly.
enjoy myself.
Exactly. And sometimes, sometimes I get it. You take a bad L and you just be like, and then you talk to the judge and the judge give you some crazy answer and you just like, that don't even make sense.
I don't even talk to the judge.
No,
I be in
no,
it.
you should.
You see me. You seen
But
how I do, and I
but you
forget
should.
is what it is. I just move. I
You
just keep it moving.
you should
Appreciate you.
talk to the
You
judge
know.
because you should talk to the judge because you want to learn how to be better. Now I know for a
Now
fact I'm not good.
BRC then told me they come up to me and tell me,
Yeah, a good judge
and
will.
they told me,
A
right?
good judge will.
Yes,
But some
absolutely.
judges will tell you something and they'll be like, hey, talk to me after the show, and that's fine. You can have that. But some judges be like, yeah, your dog just wasn't the right quality. And you know for a fact, not only your dog is of the right quality, but every other judge has given this dog a win. And then this judge, because of personal vendettas or whatever their issue is, because at the end of the day, they're human. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have humanistic flaws. They're gonna do some humanistic shit. So you just take that and keep it moving, and you just jot it down. And when that judge is judging, don't take your monkey ass in that ring. You know what I mean? It's okay. Wait till the next one come up, and then sign up. Don't just throw no money at the judge. Gary give you an L every time with a very good dog. That's just crazy. Because at the end of the day, when you pay your fee or your entrance into a show, you're paying that judge to evaluate your dog. You know what I'm saying? What's too
Vino,
much type?
no, wait,
Wait a minute.
wait.
Wait a minute.
I'm trying to take,
What?
but I understand what Vino's saying because I had a judge tell me that he couldn't pick me no more.
He can't what?
He couldn't pick me no more to win.
The lies you tell.
That's what he told me.
Man,
Uh, after the show, he said I couldn't pick you no more, and I get it. I've heard some crazy stuff. Vino, that's crazy. I
listen,
ain't heard that one. Nah, damn it, I ain't heard that one.
listen.
Too much type.
I ain't never heard that one in my life. I don't even know what that means. What's too much type? It's
I
either you got
I
type or not.
agree. I agree that Vino dogs got too much type. I don't agree to him losing for it though.
What's too
The
much? I
dogs is
don't even,
nice, man.
that is not even in the vocabulary of judging. What's too much type? Like it's either it got type or no type, and then to say it got too much, somebody tripping.
Too much
You
type.
know,
I
hey, that's
it, it
that's
it's that
woo,
type,
wait, that's a new.
But damn, that's crazy to
I'm
hear.
sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
new to me. That's a new one. That's a
That's
new
new
one.
to me,
And
not you.
that's that's like a that's like a punch and a hug right afterwards, right? Like, damn, I'm happy, but the fuck that mean?
No,
Excuse
that's offensive. That's offensive to
That's
tell
a
me that my dog
it's a
got too much time. I'm offended all the way. Like
I don't know how to take it. I don't think I'm offended. I don't know how to take it. I'm not offended, and I'm not happy neither.
Now, I got another reputation of when I be at these shows, I be doing a little drinking. I'm liable to say anything. Joe can attest to this because Joe has had to get me on multiple occasions. You have had to get me on multiple occasions about some of the stuff. And it's like some of the things you hear, like too much type would have had me say something to the judge that I ain't got no business saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to answer.
Easy
I
now.
don't know.
Easy.
I don't know what to say to that. That's so crazy to me.
Nah.
Look, I had a judge one of my dogs, and everybody in Colorado know that Anthony shows my dogs because I am horrible at it. Anthony is my handler. Anthony has taken us to the mountaintop all over the place. He is the guy. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Gonzalez, greatest handler in Colorado. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody gonna say who their favorite is. That's my guy. He's the only one who's gonna show my dogs, and I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody do. I don't care if you in Westminster. You're not handling my dog because Anthony is the guy for me. You know what I mean? This judge told Anthony that he didn't win because the dog wouldn't open his mouth, but he picked a dog that was cockeyed and Rajo. Now, I don't know what any other registries standard is, but the AKC, ICBR, ABKC, BRC, UKC, which I know all of those registry standard for Frenchies, that cockeyed and Rajo is both disqualifications. But he picked the dog, and I said, "Hey, man," they had to get me because I was like, "Oh, I see you don't know how to read." Because you obviously didn't read the standard. So, reading is fundamental. Let's get back to the reading part. Let's start there. Now, if you read it and didn't understand it, that's one thing. Let's get you educated on what it means for Raja and cockeyed, because I think those are very easy things to understand that, it's apparent. Because if the eyes go away from each other, that's cockeyed. If they go towards each other, that's cross-eyed. Either one of them, you should be disqualified, right? I'm just saying. Now, I may be wrong, and that might be offensive to some people, but if your dog got any of them, don't put that dog in the ring. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinking at a show ain't for me. I know I'm going back to what you said.
No, you should never.
Sometimes it ain't, especially with the food. You know what I'm saying? We
Listen, So Ken, let me tell y'all about Ken. We had a show in Oklahoma. Great trip. Ken decided that he didn't want to eat breakfast because he don't eat pork, right? So this is all this hotel. They had like little biscuits and stuff. Ken didn't eat. We get to the show. Everybody who win, we come back to the booth and take a shot. Ken had like 40 shots. He was in trouble. And we looking at him. This joker is sweating like a hooker in church. You hear me? Terrible situation. Then he goes in the ring with his dog. I don't know who was drunk, him or the dog, but both of them performed badly in the ring. I think. Did you leave the dog in there?
So
did
what
you leave
happened?
The dog in the ring?
No, I did. I didn't leave the dog. I didn't leave the dog in there. What happened was Joe got us some barbecue on the way in Kansas. It's supposed to be good. It's his guy. His guy's grandpa, old school OG barbecue master, right? We get the shit trash. So I'm like, I ain't eating that shit neither. I didn't eat nothing. I fed it to the dog. I fucked around. I don't know why I gave that dog any of that shit. Gave some to the dog, long trip, get a dog a little bit, being nice and shit. And it fucked the dog up just like the liquor fucked me up. So both of us in the ring, not the greatest at all. It was horrible. It's a memory. It was hilarious. But I was in there sweating. The dog looking like he's sweating.
Stop. Sweat.
The dog.
Sweating.
Hey, I got out of there. That was it for me. I ain't show nothing else that whole day.
Nothing.
Not to mind
It
you,
was
y'all
the day was
had me
over.
drinking. Y'all had me drinking Japanese whiskey.
No, that was McAllen's.
Was it?
McAllen's.
Oh, well, I don't remember when we was drinking,
We
but
ain't had no business drinking that at dumb show.
I don't need that
That's a sit
swine
down
either.
and relax.
We was going through it in the ring, you know. I'm telling you, it was a sight to see, man. It some of it was on
Look,
camera too.
look,
I think I'm happy. I'm happy it didn't go viral.
look.
I thought it was over with because I'm telling you, I was sweating bullets, heated. I mean, everything about it. Everything
Hey
about it.
man, hey man.
I
That
ain't
was
eat,
so
I ain't
crazy.
eat nothing for about 24 hours, damn near.
That joker went and sat down and was just shaking his head. He said, "Man, I ain't all right."
It was over for me. It was over for me, man. and that's it. That's it. You know, that was it, man. That was it. But I enjoyed my whole trip, you know, and with some good fellas, and that's Joe. You know, we're gonna talk about that when I get Joe on here. But he got a way of putting people together, you know, and Vino spoke on that earlier, and I don't think he gets enough credit. But I'm gonna make sure to give him flowers while he's here. You know, he know how to put people together, man, and get good ones together. You
Yeah,
know, you know these guys. You know, we can speak on the community in Colorado, but we gotta also speak on the good. You know, I done met some good brothers. You know that's I consider family. You know, also
yeah.
throughout this community. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we can end this here, man. This went a little crazier than what I thought, man. Especially for my first time, man. It was, you know, I thank y'all, everybody that interacted with us, and really, you know, ask these questions too and stretch this out, man. I don't mind staying on here as long. It sounds like they got my grandkids. They must have took them somewhere or something. They done left me, man. My family done dipped out. They said, shit, we'll see him at the party tomorrow. They probably swimming or something. But we I I appreciate the community, man, for real, for real, for real. I appreciate you, Sean,
Man, I
because I know I
appreciate you
took some
having me
time
on.
out. You are a busy man, and you have a lot going on. You know, I hope we touched everything that you wanted to touch on to. You know, for the most part. Well, I mean, I feel like we went over and beyond because a lot of the stuff we talked about wasn't even on here. It
Yeah,
wasn't even, you know, it wasn't even part of it. So, you
yeah.
know,
We can get long winded about this dogs thing because this is my passion. You know what I mean? And
Joe,
it's yours
Joe,
too. You know what I
Joe
mean?
talking, your brother talking shit. Your best
That's
friend talking shit,
all
boy.
right. That's all right. We gonna settle our differences over some Japanese.
Yeah, I won't be there.
Yeah, you gonna be there. We're gonna do it at Joe's show.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna keep doing this thing, man. I don't care if I got 5 followers. I don't care if I got 5 people watching, 10 people, 30, 100 people. We're gonna keep this thing going, man. And like I said, I'm happy you put out what you got going on the Fluidals. That's the platform part of it. The podcast is
Yeah.
us chopping it up and talking about stuff. So this went exactly like I wanted it to, and I hope and pray the rest of the community, do the same thing. This was perfect, man. I appreciate you for everything. I appreciate everybody, whoever sharing it, what's going on. I got a long weekend ahead of me, y'all. Anybody that's trying to get a hold of me, if I don't get back to you right away, I'm sorry. But you know,
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you. Much love, bro. You have a good night
yes, sir. And y'all gonna be there.
at Joe's show.
You gonna be there.
Yes, we'll be there. I'll be there
Man,
for
what are you
sure.
talking about? What
Yeah.
are you talking
No,
about?
no,
What
he's
what
just
is he
talking.
talking about?
He's just saying something. It's just. I think that skateboard might have jarred his brain a little bit.
Yeah, it was more than the
Yeah,
hip.
he probably got a TBI from that skateboard issue.
Doctor say he need to back you up. All right, man. Much love, everybody. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming up on the PodForm. This was good, man. And I'll see y'all next Friday at 8 with another guest.
Right.
100.
Later.